This is genuinely the worst thing I've ever done in hardcore. So I just died in my Minecraft hardcore world, and I'll be honest with you, I mean it was pretty depressing, but I'm starting over. And I don't know if you missed my last series, but this isn't just some normal hardcore world, because I add a new challenge to my world every single video, and this time it's only gonna get bigger. So in this video, I added the most terrifying thing you could possibly think of. I added... Okay, it's the first episode. I had to start small, didn't I? But before I do start, I need to give a huge thank you to everyone who's come over from TikTok, because you guys absolutely smashed my goal of getting 20 subscribers. And right now, 50 doesn't seem that far away, so if you want to help me get there, make sure you hit subscribe and leave a like on this video. I hope you enjoy! So day 1 started as it always does. First thing to do is scout out the area and then find a tree to mine. And, I mean, you all know the drill. Mine the tree, almost die from mining the tree, and then kill some animals to be able to heal because you almost just died from mining a tree. After that, I mined a bunch of stone, made stone tools and a furnace to cook the food, and then I went to raid this village. On the way there though, I looked around and realized how nice of a plains biome that this was, and you know what, I decided I'm done trying to speedrun. In case you didn't see my last video, just know that the speedrunning tactic really didn't work for me, did it? Yeah, but I did realize that this was a really nice area, and I want this to be the world that I keep. So then I checked all of the village houses and found literally nothing of use, and I was so broken apart by this that I just took out all of my emotions on this poor man's house, and I used the wood to make a fence. And then as it was getting dark, I saw this hole in the ground, so I safely jumped down, mined some of the iron in it, and then I kicked this child out of his bed so that I could have it for myself. I started off day 2 by mining some hay bales, turning them into wheat, and I used that to lure some sheep into my new fence. And then I did the same with some cows, but I actually didn't have the motivation to make a new fence for them, so their home is not as luxurious. Apologies for that one. But then I also went back into the cave from yesterday, and you'll never guess what I found. Coal! And some iron too. There really wasn't anything down here. But when I went back up to the surface, it was nighttime, and this time I decided to kick a farmer out of his bed because it's bedtime. I don't have an excuse. Whatever. Day 3 already? That's awesome. That is better than we did last time. So today I killed a creeper, followed by 2 spiders. And then I covered up that hole that I so graciously jumped into earlier with some dirt. I also lured some chickens into a hole in the ground. Once again, my sincerest apologies. And I was on my way, running around a bit. I went to a different village that I saw on day 1, and believe it or not, it was nighttime when I got there, so I kicked yet another villager out of his bed. Now day 4 started with me raiding this village and finding pretty much nothing, but I did find an iron chestplate, and that was kinda cool. But then I did kill the iron golem, and then I ran back through my farms, passing by this lava pool on the way, and then I put down a boat, because I found a boat. And then I looted it, but there was really just some iron in it, but oh my, another village. Once again, nothing really good in it. I got some books, but eh. So then I started going back home, but it was turning nighttime, so I made my bed on this nice little shore and I fell asleep in the sunset. Now day 5. I've already made animal farms, but now I need to start farming crops, so that's all I did. I made a sugarcane farm, and then I made a little farm that will eventually be mixed with wheat, carrots, and potatoes. And then after doing that, apparently I dug myself into a hole for like 10 minutes. And then whenever I came out, it was dark, and bam, day 6. Day 6. Ugh. So remember when I said I wanted to take this world slow, I didn't want to lose it, I don't want to die? Yeah, well, I made another portal, and I decided to go in it. Okay. Was that a bad decision? It might have been, who knows. But all I needed to do at that point was mine enough gold to have a gold helmet, so then I could start trading with the piglins safely. You know what's not safe though? These dumb hoglins, they're terrifying. But mining yourself into a wall and hitting them that way, that was pretty much as safe as I could get. So that's what I kept doing. I just kept mining gold, trading with piglins, and then killing hoglins. And that was working completely fine until this little guy shows up and scares me and made me sit in a tree for like 5 minutes. It's really fine. Okay, but the thing is then I left the tree and they were gone. So everything was just swell. And honestly, I was just scared at that point, so I ran back to my portal, mined a few of the bone blocks that were right in front of it, and then I just went in because there's no way I was going to that fortress anytime soon. And you know, I was in the nether for a while, so whenever I came out, it was day 8 now. And I'll be honest with you, I really didn't do much aside from farming today, and of course, accidentally letting out all of my cows. But after that wonderful, wonderful situation, I did tame a cat because that was going to cheer me up. Woo, bedtime! And apparently I decided that day 9 was going to be a day of adventuring because I went in a direction that I hadn't been in before and I found another village. I don't know why there are so many, but there are. And then I found a cave near this village also, and there was a spider spawner in it. And this cave went down really far, so I ended up getting all of the things that I needed, and I was down here for a while, actually. I was down here for so long that days 10 and 11 had come and gone, so it was already day 12 whenever I came up to the surface. So since I had all of the diamonds that I needed right now, I decided to start going home. And of course, I was running home for 300 blocks in the wrong direction, and I realized that after a while, so to get home a bit quicker, I decided to tame a horse so I could ride home. And because I luckily got a pretty fast horse, I was home in no time, and it was sleep time again. So the first thing I did was run back over to the lava pool that I was at. I made it all into obsidian, made myself a diamond pickaxe, and then I started mining obsidian. And obviously I used this obsidian to make myself an enchantment table. So I placed it down on the ground, and I added simple enchantments to everything that I had. And I'll be honest with you, the rest of day 13 till pretty much day 19, I didn't really do much. I made another sugarcane farm to speed up the process of the sugarcane growing, because I did have all the leather at this point, but I just needed more sugarcane for my bookshelves. But pretty much all I did was wait in a hole and wait for the sugarcane to grow, come break it, and then go back in the hole, because I think I was making a pizza at this point. Multitasking, that is what I was doing. I did do a lot of animal farming around this time too, so it wasn't just completely lost time. But one thing I do get for just waiting in a hole, half of my villagers got killed by zombies. I forgot that that would be a thing that would happen. And look at them. They're just in a hole with the chickens. What a day. But look at that, day 20. We are back and we are better than ever. I finished making up the last 4 bookshelves that I needed. I went to go place them by my enchantment table, nudged my little cat out of the way, and then spent the next minute and a half trying to position him nicely on top of the bookshelves, and it didn't work. It was frustrating, actually. But regardless, the whole time I was doing that, I was hearing zombies, and apparently in that hole that I covered up forever ago, I didn't light it up enough, and there were a bunch of zombies, and a witch, and creepers, and everything down there. It was something I had to deal with, and so I did that. And look at that, day 21. Time for another adventure. So because I have a fully bookshelfed enchantment table, sure, I also only have 16 levels, but I did find a spider spawner. So where do you think I'm going? Yeah, I got on my horse, I went back over to that village, I found the spider spawner, and then I mined it all out until it was a farm. And then remember how all I did from day 13 to 19 was wait around? Well, guess what? So, day 22, day 26. What did I do? Killed a bunch of spiders until I had 44 levels, and then bam, I was back on my way home. Can I call it a home if I haven't built anything yet? I think home is where the cows are. There we go. But on day 27, I did realize that it was pretty annoying to run back and forth from the spider spawner to my house. There is no house, whatever, because I did that a few times from day 22 to day 26, so I decided to make another portal so I could do like a fast travel situation to the house. But you know what, horse rides are just lovely, aren't they? So I rode back home and used all of my levels in the enchantment table. I got a bunch of pretty good stuff. And then I decided to try to get a Mending Villager because that's the goal of the game, isn't it? So I trapped this guy in his house and then spent the next 10 minutes trying to get mending, and then I got Prot 4 for 15 emeralds and I figured that was a good idea. So I kept that instead, and then I made another lectern to keep trying with the other villagers. You know, the ones that didn't die while I was waiting in a hole. So days 28 and 29 were very village and farm-based days. I was just trying so hard to get mending, and I was doing a bunch of farming of crops and sugarcane to trade with villagers for emeralds. And I did end up getting a mending villager for 32 emeralds, but that's expensive. But it works for now, I guess. Oh, but don't fret past me, because little did I know, I would be getting one for 16 emeralds almost immediately after. And honestly, if you didn't think I was a professional gamer before, you should feel a little bit silly right now. Then I really just kept trading for emeralds pretty much any way that I could. And I was also starting to get some books from the villagers, but my main goal here honestly was to get them to start breeding again, because they all died. But I got it to work, so all was well. But actually, all wasn't well, because on day 33, I had to perform villager rescue because this guy got stuck in a hole with my unnamed horse. That poor guy. And then, I ended this day with the most daring thing that I could have done. I knew there was only one way to make this easy, and I did have some fire resistance, so this was the best time to start bridging across this lava lake. Genuinely one of the most terrifying things I've ever done. And oh my god, this ghast. And I know I didn't make it all the way to the portal, but that was a great start, to be honest with you. It was day 34 when I came out of the nether, so I rode back over to the spider farm to get some more levels. And then I came back on day 35 with 40 levels, but I needed to go caving first before I could use them because I want to have an anvil. So I came up out of the cave on day 36 and obviously went straight back to my villagers. I smelted all of my iron, crafted an anvil, and then spent almost all of my levels combining swords together. And then on day 37, I got a guy to trade clay with, and then I traded some clay with him. Oh, what a fun day! So nothing super notable happened on days 38 and 39, but on day 40, I covered up this ugly little pond thing that was annoying me. And then, I realized that I'm procrastinating. I'm procrastinating for no reason at all. There's only one thing that I really should be doing right now, and it's a big task that I'm clearly avoiding. So I went back to building that bridge. And I didn't even have fire res this time, so it was really scary. So to make it a bit safer, I started making it a double bridge and putting walls on it. And it took me a really long time, but I made it to the portal, and I got in it immediately so that I was safe again. This actually took me till day 42 because I went in and out of the nether so many times just getting new blocks and smelting things. And there we go, it's a pretty good bridge. I mean, it's a very ugly bridge, but it does the job. So then as a really exciting ending, I already had a Bane of Arthropods sword with mending on it, so I didn't even realize how long I was at the spider farm. But I was there until day 50. I was just collecting levels and having a good time. And I know I don't have much to show physically for these 50 days that I've spent in this world, but this is much longer than I ever thought I'd survive. And I can promise you now that the next 50 days are going to be insane. So make sure you subscribe if you want to see that.